SpaceUK, caught for stealing fame from others using cheats. Should he be seen in the light of a legend, or in the spotlight of a devil? SpaceUK was a godly player, and the GD community knew that. His first demon was Decode, which is already extremely impressive as it's a higher end easy demon. But his second demon was Windy Landscape, an insane demon. And his third demon was Layak. Do you have any idea how impressive Layak is for a third demon? Layak is almost an extreme demon. Then his fourth demon was Wazaretta, one of the hardest extreme demons at the time. And then he verified the hardest level in the game, Slaughterhouse. This player was unstoppable, and the entire community was praising and wondering how a Geometry Dash player could be so good. Everyone went crazy, and the Geometry Dash community was as active as ever because of the new top 1. But it was all too good to be true. And at the time, SpaceUK wasn't the only one who was slowly rising to fame. There was Trick, Cursed, Diamond, and a lot more. When this many players suddenly rise to fame, there is a decent chance that at least one of them may be using cheats to shove their way to fame. Sadly, SpaceUK was one of them. The Demon List team removed some of SpaceUK's records, and on April 25th, 2023, Paco would make an exposal video on him, which eventually caused SpaceUK's reputation to plummet to the ground. Video after video, day after day, the news would eventually spread to the whole community. Some were angry, some were disappointed. SpaceUK eventually deleted his channel after Slaughterhouse was proven to be cheated, and Dogi became the official verifier of the level, since he was the first victor of the level. What is a Geometry Dash legend? A Geometry Dash legend is a player or creator that has such a great influence in the community. Whether they quit or stay, it changes and molds it for the better. When I say the words GD legend, a few players might come up in your head. One of them might be Riot, verifier of Bloodbath, which had such an enormous impact on the community, it basically changed it. It revolutionized the entire game. Bloodbath is also arguably one of the most famous levels in the entire game. Another GD legend could be Nobbleboy. Nobbleboy was responsible for creating the first extreme demon I ever saw in my life, Astral Divinity. That level was the first impression of an extreme demon I had ever seen, and it was a good impression. He also verified Bloodlust, which is one of the most popular extreme demons in the entire game. If you want an example of a more recent legend, you can take Zoink. He surpassed SpaceUK in list points, even while SpaceUK was still hacking. Not only that, but he verified the hardest level in Geometry Dash. To this day, the community looks up to him as the god of all Geometry Dash players. So what do all these creators and players have in common? You could just say that they had an impact and shaped the community one way or another. You could also say that they were famous and everyone talks about them from time to time. The most important trait for a Geometry Dash player to have in order to be considered a legend is having something stay to a large portion of the community's memory, whether it's yourself for being good at the game or being an amazing creator. You have to do something so memorable that it is basically impossible to forget. So, here's the big controversial question. Is SpaceUK a legend? Well, it's complicated. There's absolutely no excuse to what he did. He stole fame from others because of his cheating. There are so many players that could have rose to fame because of their dedication, but no, SpaceUK just hacks and easily reaches the top. So why am I asking this question? SpaceUK did a lot to change the Geometry Dash community. Remember, I am not defending SpaceUK or trying to neutralize what he did. You will see what I mean. An example of what SpaceUK did is that he raised the emotional skill cap for the community. Let's take Dogi's completion of Slaughterhouse for an example. At the time, he never realized that he was beating a level so hard no one has done it before. He had the mindset that SpaceUK beat it, which means that he could too. He had SpaceUK as a backbone. Many players that grind top demons work harder and harder at beating top levels, mostly because the act of grinding away at your computer, playing a single level, was neutralized. It might not seem very obvious, but SpaceUK's verification of Slaughterhouse brought a lot of popularity back to the Geometry Dash community. And whether you liked all the new incoming top 1s or not, the verification of Slaughterhouse helped cause those to happen. Slaughterhouse was like the starting domino. Of course, Space did this all by cheating, which makes this whole "is SpaceUK still a legend" very complicated. So do I think SpaceUK is a legend? No, but keep in mind he did shape the community a lot. It's really disappointing to think that if SpaceUK did everything legit, the community could have been even more revolutionized. Now you might be thinking, okay, Slaughterhouse did a lot for the community, but wouldn't Firework do the same thing if Slaughterhouse didn't exist? Yes and no. Yes, as in Firework would technically have been hyped up as a top 1, and no, that it wouldn't have shaped the game as much as Slaughterhouse. In my opinion, Firework is better than Slaughterhouse by a long shot, but I don't feel like it would have gathered as much hype as Slaughterhouse. Even though Slaughterhouse looks like a horrible level, it feels more of a top 1 than Firework. It feels more like the final boss of Geometry Dash. This helped build up hype for the level, as shown with the view count on the showcase by Ice Cave.